Welcome back to the channel, folks. We're down here in the shop and gonna be trying to carve my own lure today out of this block of wood. I've never done this before, so could go good, could go bad. Guess we'll just have to see. And if you like these type of videos in the shop where I'm, getting crafty, painting, whatever, hit the like button, let me know you like it so we can make some more of these type of videos. Alright, so I'm going to start here by just drawing out my design, what I'm kind of thinking of, so yeah. Alright, so I think I got what the shape I wanted, just a typical fish, and then I'm going to have a joint in the middle, and it's going to look something like that from the top. So yeah, I'm gonna get to cutting. So unfortunately, I just recorded me cutting the tail off of the block of wood, but it wasn't recording. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna cut the basic shape out, and then I'll go from there. So yeah. There you have it. Not very pretty right yet, but we're working on it. We'll get her there. Next, I'm gonna cut it in two and make the glide section. So I drew this cut, and I'm gonna cut it. So there we go, we got our two parts separated, and this one, now I just gotta carve them out, but this one is just gonna sit right here and it's gonna glide back and forth like that through the water. So yeah, let's go get to carving in the shop. Alright y'all, just finished up some trimming. So there's the headpiece, it's a little jagged, gotta get that sanded down. Here's the tail piece, gotta sand that down, and then here's the actual tail, and this is gonna fit into that right there, so this is jointed as well. So gonna sand this up, and yeah, hopefully it'll start looking like a lure. So I've decided this lure will be depicting a largemouth bass, like a juvenile bass, and so I've sanded it pretty well throughout here, and if you see that little gap right there, so I'm using this handsaw and I'm just making it go in, because largemouth have that out-sticking bottom jaw, so I'm just gonna try and make that little notch so the jaw protrudes more and looks more realistic. Alrighty, just finish up the tail piece, looking like that. So it comes together just like this, and then it'll be offset a little bit, so it'll just be like that. It will swim through the water just like that. So yeah, it's turning out pretty good, better than I expected, honestly. Now finish up the tail. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're done with the carving process. Here is the tail. I know it may look a little weird, but and then it just goes right in there, and then the entire bait. So it's gonna look like. So yeah, Next I'm going to be doing a sealing process, just seal the wood before I paint it. Alright, so what I'm doing here now is I got my drill here, and I'm going to be drilling the holes for the, gotta make the lure tie, and then I gotta make where the joint will be. That is right there. Next we'll drill the holes for, or to attach the glide pieces, or both to attach both parts of the swim bait. There. There's one side. It'll just sit in there like that, and then in the water, when it's swimming, it'll go from side to side. Next, I'm going to be I'm going to drill a hole, and then I'm putting a split shot in the head. Otherwise, if it's all wood, it's just going to float. So I need some sort of weight. So hopefully this doesn't screw it up, but here goes nothing. This bit is a little too small, so I'm gonna go find a bigger bit. Alright, so I found the bigger bit. Now I'm gonna finish drilling this hole. Alright, just got the hole all drilled out. Now I'm dropping the weight in there. It sits perfectly in there. Now what I'm gonna do is cover the weight in baking soda and then put super glue on it, and it'll seal the entire hole. Fill the hole as good as you can. Super glue. And it should harden up real quick. So after that, I'll give it a quick sand, and then it's priming time. Alright, I got it sanded down pretty good. You can't really tell as much, at least definitely not as much as it was before. Alright, so I got everything sanded down and wiped down and ready to prime. So I'm just using white acrylic paint to prime, and then I'll let them dry and then airbrush them. So yeah. Alright, so I got all the pieces hung up, so I'm gonna wait for them to dry, and then see you guys when I'm ready to airbrush them. Alright guys, so the primer is all finished and it's time to start painting. So let's get everything ready. Get the airbrush all good. So how I do my paint is I put in some alcohol in a cup, Then I grab whatever paint I want to use. In this case, I'll be using this. It's called Lily Pad. It's just a darker green. Throw in a couple squirts of that. Then, because I'm trying to make a bass color, I will be putting in 1 drop of brown. Alright, then what I do is I pour it straight into my airbrush. By the way, my airbrush setup was a very cheap setup. I got this compressor for like 30 bucks online, and then this airbrush is like same from like a craft company. It's pretty cheap. I'm gonna practice spraying a little bit and then let's go at it. So I'm gonna give it a green top and then a little down the sides and go from there. Then in between coats, I come over to my sink and rinse out the airbrush. I'm gonna rinse it out real good. Get all the paint washed out. Next, I'll be running this really weird brown through. So I'm just gonna spray this real lightly to blend it. Next, I'll be taking some black and doing some little touch-ups, like more or stronger defining the gills and the fins, and then just darkening the back. Next, what I like to do for intricate patterns like these is drop a little squirt of paint on my little box here, as you can see. And then I'll take a little detailing brush, very fine tip, and just put some details on it that I can't do with the airbrush. So like I'm gonna define the gill plate. It looks really stupid on here, but I'm sure it'll look good to a fish. Next, we'll do the other side. So we got that. Next, it's time for the lateral line. Bass have that very distinct line that goes from the edge of their jawline all the way to the back. And that's one of the most important parts. Alright. Next, moving on to the tail part. Just gonna take a quick second here to plug my Instagram. So go check out my Instagram at sferguson_outdoors. You can see all my baits posted on there, post tournament finishes. So yeah, go check out my Instagram. So we got the lateral lines complete. I'm gonna go rinse off my brush. I'll see you guys down in the garage for the clear coat. Alright folks, got my clear coat here. Press and seal over the top of it, because if oxygen gets to it, it'll harden. You know, that's the whole point of the clear coat. Then you
Unscrew the mason jar. You can hear the seal there. Might take a little bit to pry it open because I haven't used it in a bit, so the pressure. There we go. Alright, here we go. Gonna dip the head. And then you have to put an exit point on it because otherwise it'll bunch up at the bottom. So I'm just gonna hold this wire on the front there. Gonna hang the head to dry real quick. There we go. We do the tail. There we go. Just like that, the bait is done clear coating. Here they are hanging. As you can see, it's all shiny now. Now all I gotta do is put the split rings on and then put the hooks on. Alright, so I just got the tail piece in here and I'm using this little, like, it's 24 gauge wire. It's really thin. And just run it through the holes in the tail and just kind of sits in there. So that looks good. Alright, next. Pull out that. There we go. Squeeze it in real tight. There you have it. That's how it's gonna go. There you have it, folks. My first ever wooden bait. I'm pretty proud of how it turned out because I did not expect it to be this good. Obviously, it's not perfect, to say the least, but like I said at the beginning of this video, if you guys liked watching this, then hit that like button and let me know, so maybe I can make some more wood lures, or if you just want to watch me paint some plastic lures, because I got all sorts of blanks. So yeah, thanks for watching this video, and catch you guys in the next one, whenever that'll be.